right, good morning and happy Wednesday. Today we are going to be doing Lesson 24 problem set. And the nice thing about Lesson 24 problem set is that it is about how to build a robot. So today we're going to do all the planning for our robot, and in tomorrow's lesson we get to design and draw our robot. So today we're doing all the work for it. We're going to have the measurements that we're going to refer back to when you draw and label your robot tomorrow. Let's start with our arms. So it says it has a perimeter of 14, and it is our job to find the width and the length. So we know that our easy way to find the side lengths is to divide the perimeter by 2. So 14 divided by 2 is 7. I'm looking for two numbers that I can add together that will make 7. So we can either do 6 and 1 or 2 and 5. Now I think 6 by 1 is going to make a really long, like, spaghetti arm for this robot. So if you want your robot to have spaghetti arms, more power to you. I want kind of medium spaghetti, like thick spaghetti arms, so I'm going to do 5 by 7. So that was one arm. And notice that our perimeter is the same. So we've actually solved for both arms. Because, you know, ideally arms are both the same length. Now, if you design your robot tomorrow and it has an extra arm or something, you know, who am I to stand in your way? But mathematically speaking, in this case, these two arms on our example page would be the same. Let's look at our legs. So it says it is 18 centimeters long. We're going to divide by 2. 18 divided by 2 is 9. Two numbers that add up to 9. I'm going to do, let's see, it's a leg. Let's do 3 and 6. So like, legs are kind of thicker. We don't want it to be scrawny like an arm. Our legs are normally thicker than our arms. So that's why I picked 3 and 6. Again, you're not wrong for picking 1 and 8 or 2 and 7, 4 and 5. Remember, the legs are usually quite a bit longer than they are wide. So we do want to keep the length, the longer part here. So here's our other leg. Again, I'm going to keep my leg measurements the same. And now we've come to our body. It says the perimeter of the body is double the perimeter of one arm. Well, the perimeter of one arm is 14. If I double 14, I'm going to get 28. So I've doubled the perimeter of one arm, went back, found my measurement, doubled it, and found that it is a 28 centimeter perimeter around this robot's body. So I'm going to keep using our formula. 28 divided by 2. Ooh, we definitely know that one because, hey, when we double something, what we had originally, that is half. So I'm thinking, let's see, I want two numbers that add up to 14. I am going to pick 4 and 10. Again, the nice thing about this lesson is there's not really a right or wrong for your measurements. If you don't like the measurements that I'm picking for my robot, cool. Do different measurements. As long as they add up to the same value, you are good to go. We get to have some fun with this lesson today as we use perimeter for our robots. Oops, I just said divided by 8 instead of by 2. All right, so our head has a perimeter of 16 centimeters. It is divided by 2. 16 divided by 2 is 8. Let's see, heads, they're pretty much roundish or squarish if I was a robot. So I'm going to make my head a square, and it's going to be 4 by 4. Because, I mean, that seems head-like, right? To have it be mostly square. Okay, the perimeter for the neck is half the perimeter of the head. Well, luckily for us, we just found half the perimeter of the head. So we know that that is 8. And we're looking for two things that add up to 8. So necks are kind of skinny. and they're kind of medium long. I want it to be different than my head. So I think I'm going to do, no, I want to do 3 and 5. I don't want it to be super long because I think my neck would look funny if it was a 2 centimeter by 6 centimeter neck. But if that's how you'd like your robot to look, you get to go do that. I'm going to erase my work right now and scroll down to look at the next problem. So here we have the option to add some bonus parts. You could add wings, a tail, an extra arm. Maybe your robot has 2 heads, and you're going to label whatever that body part is. You're going to decide what the perimeter is, and then you're going to solve for that over here. Now, if you don't want your robot to have anything extra, you don't have to do that. It's an option. So it says, my robot has 7 to 9 rectangular body parts. Number of body parts. So you're going to count how many body parts you're putting on there, and you're going to write it right here on this line. Now, when we go to this back page of lesson 24, we're making an environment for our robot, because we're not just going to put our robot in the middle of a page with nothing there. The robot will get sad and bored. So we're going to put things there for the robot to have. So let's see, they've given us a sun, which is a circle. They've given us a perimeter of about 25. Because it is a circle, we don't have a width or a length. I'm just going to put a smiley face right here so I know I didn't skip that box, and I'm going to keep going. All right, we have a house, which is a rectangle. The perimeter is 82. So this is a big number to divide in half. So let me go and use some of this gray space that's right next to me. Oop, that wasn't what I wanted to do. Let me try again. It doesn't want to let me make a bigger space right now. So I'm going to use this white space right here. So if I were to do 82 divided by 2, this one's tough because we were only starting to learn this when school got out. 82 divided by 2. So I'm going to figure out how many times I can fit 2 inside of 8. So I'm going to count by 2. So I'm going to go 2, 4, 6, 8. That was 4 times. That goes right here. Now, how many times does 2 fit into 2? Exactly 1 time. 2 fits into 2 1 time. So we are looking for a length and a width that will add up to 41. So let's see, it's a house. I'm going to say the house is squarish. And I'm going to say it's 20 centimeters by 21 centimeters. I kept it nice and simple. 20 plus 21 is 41. All right, we have a treetop, which is another circle. So I have nothing to do right here. We have a tree trunk, which is a rectangle. So we're going to divide 30 by 2. Half of 30 is 15. 2 numbers that add up to 15. Let's see, tree trunks, those are tall and skinny. So I'll do 5 and 10. If you want to do 6 and 9 or 7 and 8, go for it. All right, we have another treetop. So we've got 2 trees right here. I'm going to skip that because circle, nothing for me to do. I have another tree trunk. This one has a perimeter of 20 centimeters. It is a slightly smaller tree. So again, I'm going to divide by 2. 20 divided by 2 is 10. And I'm going to do a 3 by 7 tree. Now, we have 2 more blank environment spaces where your robot could have a car, a robot dog, whatever it is you would like to add to your robot's environment. If you think your robot is happy with some sunshine, some trees, and a house, then your robot can have that, and it doesn't need anything else. Just please be sure to tell me how many robot items are going in its environment. So, after we finish this lesson, Tomorrow is when we're going to go and we're actually going to get to draw out our robot. We're going to put all of our measurements in. So this means we're going to have to look back at this paper sometimes tomorrow. I am looking forward to seeing all the very cool robots that I know you guys are going to invent.